Roadshow Entertainment takes great pleasure in bringing you this industry first, a specially created trailer tape that showcases the product that will drive your rental business forward from November right through to January 2001. This tape contains trailers and interviews with some of the key stars from each film in our lineup, as well as selected scenes from the films themselves. We want to inform, entertain and excite you and your staff on what's in store during your busiest trading period. So join us now as we focus on the key titles that will effectively target your most valued frequent renters, the youth young adult market. For summer 2001, we'll break through the boredom barrier by launching the Roadshow Entertainment Crack the Code consumer campaign. Over 6 big weeks, we'll bring you the product that will keep driving consumers back into your store. And we'll do this by hosting a breakthrough consumer promotion that will not only instill loyalty to your rental store, but to Roadshow titles as well. Stay tuned for more details in the coming weeks. But to make sure your summer gets a great kickstart now, we've got a killer lineup beginning November with one of Australia's current blockbusters. Roadshow Entertainment's November releases. Looking for Alla Brandy.
From the best-selling novel, Looking for Alla Brandy,
I'm surrounded by girls whose fathers treat them like princesses.
comes the story of a girl growing up in 2 worlds.
And I was having such a bad hair day. Give me a fuckus. I don't belong anywhere and I hate it. What is it with wogs?
But between the life she knows
The wogs marry the wogs, and the North Shore marry the North Shore.
and the life she wishes she had, there's a boy she wants and another who wants her.
I didn't think you'd be the type to come to one of these.
Do you want to go out?
You'd have to meet my mother. Does this boy have a car? No.
Josie Alabrandy is growing up the hard way. But finding the father she's always longed for won't make it any easier.
Till recently, I had no idea that you even existed.
Greta Skarkey,
When you say things like that, I wonder what I did to deserve you.
Oh, would you like me to refresh your memory?
Anthony LaPaglia, and Pia Miranda.
Don't you pretend I'm not here.
I'm the master of my own destiny.
Looking for Alabrandy.
I'm going home with the wrong guy. I'm going home in a panel van.
What I like about it and what has drawn me to the character of the mother is that part of the story that is about Josie's family life, her relationship with her mother, who's brought her up on her own, and her grandmother. Those 3 women really love each other. They're really very close. Couldn't do without each other, but they treat each other so badly. And that, I think, is very human and very true to life.
Yeah.
Oh, darling. Christina's a very strong and brave woman because she's a single mother, but not in the sort of victim sense. She wasn't abandoned. She found herself pregnant at a very young age, and she sort of kept the baby in defiance. It was more because of her rebellious spirit that she kept the child.
It's a beautiful story. I mean, I related to a lot of it, you know, growing up in Adelaide in an ethnic family, and I really related to the main, even though the main character was a girl, I really related to the kinds of things that she was going through and the kinds of things that she thought, and I just thought it was one of those rare movies where it was a rare script where you really cared about everybody in the movie. You know, it's really about relationships and people and what happens, and that coming of age type of story. And
Michele Andretti! Che sorpresa!
Buongiorno, signora. I am the lost father who actually does not realize that he even has a daughter. So it's quite shocking to come back and find that I have not only a daughter, but an adult daughter almost. You know, teenager about to blossom into womanhood. And this is just on a multi-layered level. There are so many different things to have to deal with. One, being a parent. Secondly, the feelings that you have of how much time you missed out on. And whether it's worth actually, if you can make that person fit back into your life again, or whether they will accept you into their life again. And it has all that stuff. I mean, it's really richly written. It's beautiful.
I think a lot of times characters can be a bit too perfect, and it seems that everyone in Alibrandi is so beautifully flawed. That's why they're real, but they're so lovable, but they've all got flaws, and that's what we're all like in life. Everybody's, you know, a flawed character, and so they're real, and you see them make mistakes and recover from the mistakes, especially Josie, you know. Young girls can sit back and say, oh no, you know, Josie made a mistake, but this is how she recovered from it, you know. Well, I think Josie's so real, she's so human, and she's someone that everyone can relate to. I mean, I meet people all the time who go, wow, you're playing Josie, she's my favourite character, because I think everybody feels at a certain time in their life, whether it's because of heritage or other things, that they don't belong, and it's a story about a young girl who feels like she doesn't belong, and then learning how to cope with that, and learning that everybody feels like they don't belong in a certain way, and it's all about growing up and accepting the fact that everyone's different.
Mansfield Park.
Mariah was married on Saturday, being prepared for matrimony by a hatred of home, by the misery of disappointed affection, and contempt of the man she was to marry.
Oh, please.
Marriage is indeed a manoeuvring business.
Right from the start, Fanny Price knew she didn't fit in.
I was told to drop her at the front entrance of Mansfield Park.
Then drop her.
We must prepare ourselves for gross ignorance and a certain vulgarity of manner.
Yes, I'm a wild beast.
It's a world of great luxury, where refined manners are the order of the day.
Well, certainly seem a dreary lot.
They thought they could teach her the ways of proper society. But Fanny has ideas all of her own.
Your entire person is entirely agreeable.
Yes, well, tonight I agree with everyone.
And love has a way of putting everyone to the test.
Which gentleman among you am I to have the pleasure of making love to?
Would that more women were like you.
I think you should admit that you're in love with Fanny Price.
There are as many forms of love as there are moments in time.
So lovely.
And your figure.
Please. This is 1806, for heaven's sake.
Dance like an angel, Fanny Price. She's delightful. You have created sensations which my heart has never known before.
Henry Crawford was asked to take your hand in marriage.
Yes, well, I think we've got the general idea.
What's he like?
A rake.
Yes, please.
Miramax Films proudly presents
I've loved you all my life.
Fanny, you are killing me.
a film by Patricia Rosimer, Jane Austen's Mansfield Park.
It's just the same things that we're interested in now. Who am I going to be with? Is this the right person for me? Am I compromising myself being with this person, or should I take a risk and follow my heart and maybe find that kind of true love? And I think that is the same, and it'll always be the same, because that's just the human condition, I guess. Yeah. And that thing of following your heart rather than what you think people... Well, following your heart rather than what people tell you you should do. Fanny likes the feeling of being herself, I think. Like, she's got her writing, she's got her little world up in the attic, and I think she's very happy. And I think the thought of being part of society now maybe will entrap her more or make her feel more kind of enslaved.
We lose an end couple. All right. We lose an end couple and then bring everyone down.
I think it's because Patricia has really formed her own story from it in a way, and the fact that she's combined that with Jane Austen and her writings, I think that's very clever. And so you've got the persona of Jane Austen within the text. Just makes it really interesting, I think.
Final destination.
Weird feeling.
The cabin starts to shake, right? And the left side blows up, and then the whole plane just explodes. The plane's gonna explode! It's not a joke! It's not a joke!
We get thrown off the plane all because Brownie has a bad dream?
I saw it.
The plane! It's gonna blow up! It's gonna blow up!
All 287 passengers are feared dead.
Because of you, I'm still alive.
In death, there are no accidents. No coincidences. And no escapes.
Did it happen again? Did you see Todd die?
What if it was our time? What if we were not meant to get off that plane? What if there is a design, then it's not finished?
By walking off the plane, you've cheated death. You have to figure out when it's coming back at you.
What are you, God now?
He knows which one of us is next.
You have a responsibility to tell me.
I knew I should have hit on Tammy in the pool that time.
I'm not gonna let it happen, okay?
Nobody has control over life and death. Unless they are taking lives and causing death. Now, can you promise me that no one else is going to die?
Alex in the beginning is a guy, you know, he's kind of low-key, you know, him and Todd are probably not the most popular guys at school. I'm sure they're not dorks or anything like that, but they're to themselves, they got their own thing going, and they're after the two beautiful girls in the school, and there's no chance of that happening. And I guess after the plane goes down, his world completely changes.
Look, I'm his friend, and
I know who you are.
What are all those tiny marks?
Cuticle lacerations from pulling at the wire.
Pulling at the wire. If he was pulling at the wire, he wasn't trying to kill himself. It was an accident.
In death, there are no accidents.
But death is definitely something I don't like to think about, you know, and that's why the script is great, and you know, it keeps you thinking, but like, I don't want to think about a pattern set for me, and doing something that doing something right now will set in motion, you know, the events that will one day lead to our deaths. Don't like to think about that. When you die, you die. You kick it, I suppose. I was at Todd's house last night.
I've seen enough TV to know that the FBI doesn't investigate teen suicides.
I mean, she's had a lot of loss in her life, and she's kind of closed herself off to the world. And when she has this connection with Alex, you know, through everything that they go through together and believing him, and it almost opens her heart up to the hope that she could maybe have a family, that she could actually trust people again, that people could be in her life and she could have human contact and love from others. So I think it's that whole arc of her, you know, kind of being separated from the world to being able to be like, you know, functioning and loving and being true and open, you know, to life.
Not to mention that one of those people had a vision, or whatever.
of the plane exploding minutes where it actually did explode is highly suspicious.
You know, this is my 4th movie, and I was so excited to get a chance to play her because I think it's a really special movie, and I think that she's an incredible, incredible character. So, where this movie has, I mean, it has everything in it. There's there's the love story. There's the amazing thing that happens between me and Alex. There's the horror aspect of it, the drama, and there's so many different parts of this movie, which I think makes it really special.
Roadshow Entertainment summer lineup. December-January releases. U571.
Everybody fall in now!
What's going on here? Hell if I know.
Gentlemen, it's our turn.
In the last Great War,
All ahead 2/3.
All ahead 2/3, huh?
a group of young Americans was sent to overpower a Nazi submarine
The S-33 will rendezvous with a U-boat posing as the German resupply sub.
and steal a secret that could turn the tide of battle.
You'll be all right, son.
Go, 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 go! You get them their damn trophy and you get the hell out of there.
I found it! Hirsch, I think we got the code book!
But just when they thought the mission was over,
Success, gentlemen.
they lost their ride home.
Everybody below deck!
Trapped in an enemy submarine,
I need speed!
Everything's in German! I can't equalize the two!
deep in hostile waters.
Incoming! Die! Die!
The key to victory rests with 9 men.
When they realize what you've discovered, they'll send every ship in the Navy to destroy you. Splashes!
Mary, Mother of God.
A story about the courage that wins wars.
Request permission to abandon ship! Not yet, Chief!
And the moments
This is crazy. You're gonna get us killed.
that change history.
Gonna find out who we are in about 60 seconds.
Fire right now, we die!
U571.
It's based in truth. You know, this is World War II. I've always been looking for, quote, a kind of an action film that I didn't have to say something like, I'll be back, or something. I did that wasn't, you know, that was character driven. I don't know, that wasn't about the explosions and everything else to dramatize the thing. And this being based in World War II, it became apparent that, boy, if we just go tell the story and just do the job, the story itself is, and the action's inherent in the story. You know, if the story itself is exciting enough. We don't need to put a bunch of pop things into it. You know, if we just tell the story, it's based in fact.
Get those fish out of the boat before they blow!
Your motives are clear. You know, there's not a lot of gray area here. We've got a mission, we've got a job to do. Let's go do it.
3 and 4, fire! All fish running, hut straight and normal.
And Andrew Tyler, man of action. You know, a guy who takes action, not a guy who talks about a lot of things. And in wartime, that's what you've got to do, is take action. I also love the fact that, you know, a lot of times when you have a good protagonist and you're going up against the antagonist is either a metaphorically bad shot or they're not as good. There's certain conveniences that can come along in the story that help the good guy win. This doesn't have any of those, man. The guys we're going up against are the best.
Bridge hatch shut. Engine room, secure the diesels. Shift propulsion to the battery.
Engine room secure diesel, switch propulsion to the battery.
Main induction indicates shut.
Aye. Reboard skipper.
Very well.
It's great to, in this movie, U571, I mean, to play a captain
of a United States submarine in World War II is not only great from a historical point of view, but it's also kind of a great honor. And the more research I did and reading about these guys and what they did and to help the war effort and to help the Allies win the war is really impressive on every level. I've been told these are the biggest rain towers ever done for a movie, motion picture. A minute ago they tested them and it was really something to see. I've been in some big effects pictures like Twister, but I've never seen rain towers like this. And we're in for a good soaking, a real root soaking in about probably about a half an hour.
U-571.
Down to you.
Welcome to single life in the big city.
People tell me I look like Tom Cruise.
Where everyone has one thing on their mind.
You slept with a 60-year-old woman last night? When you work in physical therapy, you make friends fast.
Everyone except Al. He wants something more.
You're the cutest one in New York. Do I have anything in my teeth?
No. Do I?
She is adorable. Wow, you look so beautiful.
I'm in love. Tingles and everything? Yeah, tingles and everything.
But his friends can't wait to rescue him.
Girls are like buses. A new one comes along every 2 minutes, depending on traffic.
Welcome back to the Man Show. Tonight's topic, men who wear the skirts in their relationship. Al?
By the way, can I call you Alice? What's next? Matching towel sets?
I thought we had something special.
It is special. I just need a little freedom.
By the time you realize what a mistake you just made, I will be long gone.
Now, with every new night, with every new date.
No, he's totally cute, and he didn't bring me to a cheap restaurant either, which is great. My dad, he just likes to check in.
State requires that I wear this tracking device at all times. Do you have any food in my teeth?
He's starting to realize he can't live without her.
My son Al, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's willing to do whatever it takes.
She's perfect for me. I gotta get her back.
To give first love a second chance.
It all comes down to you. Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. Julia Stiles.
In everything I say.
Down to you.
What can I do? It all comes down to you.
That's a time in your life where you're becoming a man and a woman. And it's hard because you're having all these feelings and your thoughts are completely contradicting. Nothing makes sense to you. And so you're just kind of like out there just saying, well, I hope this works out because I'm kind of naked here. And you're very vulnerable during those times, and you can be hurt and you can be helped, and it's never the same twice. Down to You is about, to me, is about when you find a person and that's it. And you know that you want to be with this person, and you don't care what anybody says, you don't care what anybody thinks, you know that this is the person for you.
It's amazing because a lot of Al's voiceovers, and even Imogen's voiceovers throughout the course of the movie, sort of talk about love in general, and it applies to their relationship, but it also applies to, I think, any human being's view of love, which is, and he has that one line about the falling in love for the first time is the only time you're really truly in love, and the rest of the time it's just you loving love. And I think that means that there's something really special about the first time you really fall in love and get inside the soul of another human being, and it's the only time that it's really genuine. And then after that, it's really hard. I think you might come out of your first true love relationship being jaded almost, and you're not as willing to open up and be vulnerable to rejection, and You might force other relationships. It seems to me that college is a time of really discovering oneself, and you come out of it formed as a different person. And one of the lines in the movie is, what can hold two people back from spending the rest of their lives together? And the answer is youth. And especially because they're in college, they can't go, it's like a machine almost. You can't go in the in slot and come out the same. And in order to maintain a relationship, you sort of need to be able to do that. But I think eventually Al and Imogen discover that they can change together.
Down to you.
Battlefield Earth.
When we attacked your planet, all your soldiers and all their advanced technology could only put up a measly 9-minute fight, which is why man is an endangered species. There's nothing that will help you.
Once we finish mining out this miserable little planet, let's do the universe a favor. Let's exterminate a lot of them.
If we don't take back our planet, the last of humanity becomes extinct.
Let it be said that we took this one chance and fought!
Like a lot of other Hollywood actors, Cagney and Humphrey Bogart, as they got older, they became famous for being villains. Terrell is the definitive evil character. He's pompous, he's rude, he's mean-spirited. There certainly was an evolution of looks for the character.
With John Travolta, John has seen the original concept a long time ago and completely loved it. When his character came in, it became a different issue.
He'll grow into him.
Patrick designed a very interesting character to begin with. We all were quite taken by it. But the truth was, when we put it on its feet and we went to screen test it, there were aspects of it that didn't work, and we had to modify it.
And at that point, which was close to the shooting date, we realized John was narrowing his character very clearly, and at that point we had to work things around.
Finally, on the 4th or 5th day, we got it. It's difficult to act with that kind of heat going on in your body and a degree of suffocation, if you will, claustrophobia. But at the same time, you use that discomfort to aid the more unpleasant moments.
Action!
And then when I saw it on the screen, I thought, well, whatever's happening, it's working. You know, whatever discomfort I'm in, it seems to be adding some edge. George Lucas calls, the king of science fiction film, and he says, I have the director for you. Roger Christian, who worked with me on every single Star Wars, is the only person in the world that should direct your movie.
It's one of the best science fiction novels I've read. So the vision of the film comes from
the book.
And then we get the top model builder that did all the Star Wars models, all the films, wanting to work again with Roger and wanting to be on Battlefield Earth.
We had to build a Cyclo ship, but everything is real.
Basically, we had two models to build. There was this one, which was purely a posable model that was used for distant shots, and we had to make one twice the size of this, approximately 5 feet long, that was motion control, which is using computer-controlled motors to make all the moves. The art department produced technical drawings on the computer, which we then used to build the two models. Now, in the case of this particular one, it has all the working features that the motion control model has, although it's not actually motorized, but it is posable to match any of the positions that the bigger model might be in for any given scene.
I'll be damned.
I am the visual effects supervisor, and as such, I'm in charge of working with Roger Christian, the director, to discover whether or not we do a matte painting or we have a miniature and a matte painting together, whether or not something's computer generated completely, and to be able to bring to an audience something where it's the wow, I've never seen it factor.
We elevated it in a lot of ways with more sophisticated techniques, and you get fantastic results. It's always proven. And then we're adding in CGI onto that to make it really magical.
Every department, tops in their field, came together and was willing to make a movie that no one's ever seen before.
The Skulls.
In a place where tomorrow's leaders are groomed.
Where did Mr. McNamara learn to row?
The local sewers, I imagine. He's a townie.
He won us the Ivy League championship 3 years in a row. That's all I know.
In an organization.
Are you ready to be reborn?
Where success is assured.
Our membership has its pleasures, its hardships, and sometimes its pain.
We live by the rules, we die by the rules.
Gentlemen, welcome home.
Luke McNamara is about to get an opportunity.
A skull above any other.
He's only dreamed of.
Senator, it's a pleasure to meet you. What do you think of all this? To be honest, it's all a little bit overwhelming.
But if a secret society can give you everything you desire.
This is your pre-acceptance to the law school of your choice.
That's gotta be a mistake.
You are a skull.
Imagine what they can take away.
None of us are safe.
What are you gonna do?
We live by the rules, we die by the rules.
I want to know the truth about what happened that night. The surveillance cameras. So there's got to be tapes. Can you get any closer on this? Closer. I know what you did.
It's time we remove Mr. McNamara. He's no longer loyal.
You keep digging, you're gonna dig your own grave.
Only an elite few ever get in.
I have evidence.
They erased the tape.
Who?
The skull. They control everything.
No one has ever gotten out.
They're dead.
If it's secret and elite, it can't be good.
The insidiousness of the skulls is that they were like Big Brother. You know, it's like 1984. You simply, everywhere you turn, they are there. They are, I mean, they are there. You know, they're watching. They tap your phones. They follow you. They know who your family are. They know your weaknesses. They know all your little addictions. They know everything about you. They have research. You know, when Luke gets in, they let him know that they've been following him for 3 years. It's about having the personal strength to stand alone, That's essentially the question that gets asked of Luke McNamara, the character that I play. That's what the movie asks him. It says, do you have the personal strength, do you believe in yourself and what you believe in enough to be able to stand alone and stand strong against the tide? When everybody's telling you to do this, if you think it's wrong, do you have the strength to do this over here?
Would you like your life back, Luke?
Body Shots.
There are movies that define every decade. Now, at the turn of the century, comes a film for a new generation.
I don't understand people who are afraid of sex.
It's just sex. There's 3 guys, right? Mike, Sean, and Rick. Is there a 4th? There is and there isn't.
Oh no, please tell me it's not Trent.
So how many are gonna be there? 3, maybe 4? Good looking, these chicks? What do you think?
You meet up at a restaurant or a club.
What's the name of this one that you were after? Jane. She's pretty special, this girl.
Here's the thing in a nutshell. When I go out with a bunch of guys, I know where I want to end up. And it's not with a bunch of guys.
I always said I would never marry a guy unless he orders appetizers.
Appetizers?
Lots of them.
It really doesn't matter who, when, where, or how.
We're out of here! Woo! Yes!
Wanna cry for you? Would it do any good if I rain for you?
It hurts. What is it? What's wrong? It's pain. Waking up empty.
And the nights with you.
So where the hell you been all night? In the gutter. And there must have been like a, I don't know, car accident. Next thing I know, I'm on a stretcher.
They put you in an ambulance?
Yeah. Well, I went with it because they were going north.
Yeah, they were drunk. That doesn't mean you can treat her like a piece of meat.
Yes, and because you're drunk, it doesn't mean you can treat yourself like a piece of meat. Did you black out or not? Answer the question. I don't know, Jane.
I should have been looking out for you.
New Line Cinema proudly presents one night that will change 8 lives forever.
Did we? I mean, last night we didn't.
No.
Good.
Why good?
Because I like to think that I would have remembered.
Body Shots.
I think Rick is a bit of a chameleon. You know, he tends to, he went through the whole thing growing up, going through college and everything, where, he was a guy. He was one of the guys. But I think for one reason or another, he may be, a bit past that. He may be, he's sowed his seeds. He's done all of the stupid things that you do growing up, and now he realizes that the one that feels the best is the one that you actually want to take to breakfast the next morning. This film is about sex, how to acquire sex, the tools needed to acquire sex, and those are numerous articles of fiction, various lies, and the occasional Jell-O shot. Whoa, 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 3, please. Thank you.
Hey, man, I want that Sarah chicken.
She's taken, bro, all right?
By who? The child next to you? Please.
Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody can relate to it. I mean, growing up, you find yourself in all kind of different predicaments, the rules of attraction, when the whole game, the mating ritual that you go through and all of its ramifications, you find yourself in weird predicaments, and it's a very real script because, I mean, it's a lot of the things that are going on today.
And by the end, you don't even care, in a way, if I got raped or if I didn't get raped. It's not really the point of the story, and which makes it really neat. It's kind of what goes on in today's society and dating and people and relationships.
Listen, we're out of here!
And that's kind of what this movie is. We're all telling stories, and maybe they're true, maybe they're not.
Next Friday.
Craig, and you hurry up, because this is Friday. We got to hit the highway. Be on about 35, 45 minutes.
Yeah!
Nice neighborhood, huh? Now, Craig, it's gonna be different living out here. Don't let your uncle or your cousin get you into any kind of shit. Now, you hear me?
Why he got to have the ugliest house on the block?
Let's make sure you take care of my boy.
You're in the best hands in Rancho Chocomanga.
Why don't you give your auntie Sugar some sugar?
Oh, damn!
Meet Miss Hope.
Whole Kim, motherfucker. I'm gonna give some breakfast to my dead homies. I miss you, man.
What's her name?
Carla.
I tried to hit it. She wouldn't even give me none. It ain't gonna work. I bet you don't get none. Bet you don't get it. I hope you don't get it.
Hey, it's time to party and say,
Hey, we got that Ricky Martin CD. I love him.
Hey, I'm beginning to like Rancho Cucamonga. The good thing about being out here, we don't hear no gunshots. Can't to borrow some sugar. No police.
Freeze! Sheriff's Department.
No chicken head, no crack head, no nothing.
oh, shit.
Just peace and quiet.
True Line Cinema presents.
Stop! This is the rematch. Punch you,
Ice Cube.
Better open up that window for the smell. Get out.
I got an idea. I think it should work.
Some days,
Damn, you got knocked the fuck out.
the suburbs make the hood look good.
Nice house. I didn't expect you to answer. You're not related to the Jacksons, are you?
Next Friday.
Oh, wait, what team you play for? You play a little hoop?
I play for the Cucamonga Cracker Killers.
Hey, don't want any trouble with you. You don't have to send your posse out here to do 187 in my ass.
My Uncle Elroy's different than my father. My father's pretty much, stand up, do everything right, play by the book kind of man. But my Uncle Elroy, he crazy. He's that uncle who lets you do anything in his house. And it's totally opposite, So I go from this, strong, well-established family to, this family that's in disarray.
Ali, what's the matter? I fell in some mud and it's all your fault.
How's it my fault? What do you think we're making a better movie? I don't put that pressure on myself because it's no use to put that kind of pressure on yourself. The first Friday is what it is, and next Friday is what it is. We're making a totally different movie, totally different neighborhood, totally different characters.
Frequency.
Once in a decade, massive solar storms invade our atmosphere, disrupting global communications.
John, it's your dad's old ham radio. Let's go over to the den, huh? Plug it in.
And causing unexplained phenomena.
W2QYD. This is Frank Sullivan.
Hello? What'd you say your name was?
Frank Sullivan.
Is this some kind of joke?
That will allow John Sullivan to talk to his father.
What do you say we tame this Bronco, huh? You and me. Spirit and guts.
Who's been dead for 30 years.
But how could it be?
I don't know. But we gotta be talking off the mother-son spot of all time.
I've missed you so much.
Well, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your life.
I'm a cop.
You're third-generation firefighter. Come on, I thought you were gonna grow out of that cop phase.
What's going on, Zach?
Frank says that he's talking to Johnny on the radio in the future. Hey, little chief. There's somebody I want you to talk to.
Good night, John.
Good night there, Chief.
Oh, my God.
Hello? Something's wrong. Something we did changed the past.
Something happened to Mom.
Your mother, what? No, she was murdered. We gotta do something and try to stop this guy. I may not know who he is, but I know where he's gonna be and what he's gonna do before he gets there.
Do I call the police?
They're not gonna believe me. You got his prints.
I want you to hide that wallet.
Somewhere where nobody's gonna find it for the next 30 years.
The window seat in the dining room.
It's in! I got it!
You gotta give me something I can believe.
We gotta catch him in the act, and you can make that happen, Dad.
I'm not a cop.
I'm a firefighter. We can do it together. Remember Spirit and Guts?
Yes.
I love you, son. I love you too, Dad.
I really like the idea of this talking across time to one another. I think all of us in our lives have thought, well, what if I had, done this instead of that, What if I dropped out of college and gone to Europe instead of sticking it out, how different would my life be? And essentially, at the bottom line, this movie is about playing God with your own destiny, because you get to go back and you change things and you find out how it would have been.
Frank Sullivan. Is this some kind of joke? Gordo, is that you, or you messing with me?
Well, I ain't messing with you. Look, I'm just trying to figure out...
You're telling me your name is Frank Sullivan, you live in Queens, and you want to know how I called the first game in the 1969 World Series? Yeah, that's exactly what I want to know.
Well, Act One is you can get these people together, and that's a very interesting premise, but you have to go someplace with the story. And where it does go, it goes to an interesting place without really mixing its genres. And it is part science fiction, it's part a character relationship of a father and son, and it's also a part of a thriller.
Tell me I'm not dreaming here. Tell me it's really you.
It's me, John. This ain't no dream.
But how could it be?
I don't know. But we gotta be talking off the mother-son spot of all time.
Yeah, I'd say so. All of a sudden I get in these conversations not knowing it is my father who I'm speaking to, and then lo and behold, well, when you see the film, you actually fall upon that.
More trailers to follow from Roadshow Entertainment.
Is that you? Yeah, I'm on a plane down there right now. You have to go to at least one shallow, decadent Hollywood party.
In a city with low IQs and even lower necklines.
I was Virginia Madison's nipples in the death scene.
You're a very good actress. Lily is desperately in love.
I don't even know if she's interested.
I think I'm in love.
Francis isn't serious about anything.
That's an Emmy. A daytime Emmy.
And Gigi is just looking to be something.
Just so narcissistic and insensitive.
When was I insensitive to you? I haven't even talked to you in 3 weeks.
They have one night to search for true love.
I came here to see Jonathan, which is the only reason I came in the first place.
She's just quiet. She's real.
Oh, is she really that special?
Most wonderful girl I ever met.
Lily, right? I met that guy tonight. Where is he now? He left for the airport.
Hey, Big Dot! We have to get to the airport in early morning rush hour in half an hour. Can Pink Dot get us there on time?
Pink Dot is always on time.
For these three women, one night is all they need. Christine Taylor, Claudia Schiffer, Paget Brewster, John Corbett, Henry Rollins, Joey Lawrence, Max Perling. Desperate but not serious.
Hey, Spanky Spice! Put that back in the cooler.
My friend is a malt diabetic, and if I don't get her a beer, she's gonna go into a coma.
Rich-ass bastards. Can't lose nothing but cigarette butts and dirty-ass handkerchiefs. Don't forget nothing unless they owe you some money. What in the scuts you doing here?
Hey, Daddy! What are you going to call the niño?
I found him the first month or the first year of this friggin' new century. So I calls him 1900.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a guy. He's supposed to have been born on this ship and never been off it since. Crazy story. 20 years without ever setting foot on land?
27.
They say this guy makes music that's never been heard before.
I've heard of him too.
On piano, Danny Budman, T.D. Lemon, 1900, the greatest!
There's a gentleman I want to meet.
the one who invented jazz, right?
That's what they say. And you're the one who can't play unless you have the ocean under your ass.
The world is out there. Nothing but a gangplank to cross. A few stupid steps. Leave this ship, marry a nice woman, and have children. All those things in life which are not immense, but are worth the effort.
The sky's the limit, Mr. 19. You mind if I call you 19?
I was born on this ship, and the world passed me by. But 2,000 people at a time.
The Legend of 1900. From Quentin Tarantino, from Robert Rodriguez, comes the long-awaited sequel to the movie the Chicago Tribune called Explosive.
Listen up, man. That Mexican bank deal's back on. We gotta move double fast.
The plan was simple.
Pack a bag, bring your 45, and be ready to roll at high noon.
But when 5 criminals headed south for the big score,
We're about to be millionaires.
somebody changed the rules.
Vampires, Ray Bob.
Get out of there!
Robert Patrick, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Bo Hopkins.
What in God's name is going on up there?
In a story about the folks that pop up when the sun goes down.
I just dropped in for a quick bite.
A loving father living his nightmare.
We need the doctor. So does everybody in the room. This is an emergency. They're all emergencies. Just fill out the form and take a seat. But my son. Take a seat. Please, can't you just look at him?
When it's your turn.
I beg you. When it's your turn. He's burning up.
He stopped breathing.
Oh my God!
A ruthless lawyer pursuing his dream.
You got the power to change lives, right?
Come on, congratulate me. I'm gonna be the next DA.
They are two strangers thrown together by destiny.
In court, it's called homicide in the second degree.
In court, you can defend me. Before God, there's no defense.
I'd like to leave God out of this for the moment.
That is impossible.
One is a man of conscience.
I want to take responsibility to honor my son.
The other is a man without one.
I don't go into court to lose.
What sane man would not want to take revenge on people who caused his son to die?
What sane man would want to serve hard time if he didn't have to?
But the toughest case this lawyer has ever tried to win.
No way he gets the death penalty, man. Rich Jew, and he a man of color. They fry his ass.
Is the one his client wants to lose.
I want to plead guilty.
You want to be a martyr?
I want to be a good man.
Now, the only way to find himself
This is a no-brainer. Don't fuck it up.
is to lose the case.
I'm paying you for Fertig's not guilty plea.
You want your money back?
Alec Baldwin.
What are you saying? That I had to deliver Fertig to get the DA's office?
Ben Kingsley.
It's not hard to do the right thing, Mr. Bleaky. It's hard to know what the right thing is.
The Confession.
Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill. Forgive me.
From the creators of From Dusk Till Dawn, Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, comes a journey back to where it all began.
That one has the devil inside.
Outlaw Johnny Madrid is on the run from the hangman.
Look at the horses!
This time with the hangman's daughter along for the ride.
Esmeralda, you have no idea what you've unleashed.
When Esmeralda's secret birthright is revealed,
How do you know my name?
It's her they want.
they discover they're in for the fight of their lives.
Make yourselves comfortable. You're just in time for dinner.
till dawn 3, The Hangman's Daughter. In a world where nothing is to be believed,
Is there something going on between you two?
Listen to you, Max. You sound so paranoid.
infidelity is simply a dream.
You saw him?
Yeah, but maybe it was just innocent.
Well, you were so nice to me about it at your party. I thought maybe...
I'm asking you to marry me.
You're gonna have a big impact on you, Lena.
How's everything with Elizabeth?
That is what it all comes down to. A lot of people have boyfriends.
You are my boyfriend. If you ever need anything, will you come to me?
He betrayed me. I betrayed him. So now you'll probably go out with him, and he'll betray you. I wanted you and Elizabeth
To break up so that I could be with you.
I don't have time for this.
Miramax International presents Drew Barrymore, James LeGros, Jennifer Beals, Eric Ball, Mel Gordon, and Jon Stewart.
Elizabeth, I'm a hired assassin. I kill for money and share enjoyment.
In Wishful Thinking, a complex tale of love and betrayal told from 3 points of view.
Who are you, sir?
Orson Welles, sir.
And you are in California for what reason?
To make pictures, I hope.
I wish you luck. It's a treacherous business.
The story's about a publisher, right? You're not doing Hearst, are you?
I'm not doing Hearst.
I saw this Orson Welles picture. It's all about you.
So our life is the subject for mockery.
Has he no idea of the power that controls him?
They got us, didn't they, Pops? I mean, they nailed us.
That film will never come out. Hearst will not allow
We
it.
have to talk about this.
If we get the press on our side, then he is the press.
Miss Parsons, use the file.
We got Hollywood.
What do you want?
Kill Citizen Kane.
Everything I am, everything I could be is in that film.
It's all I've got, George.
Whose fault is that?
Gentlemen, who is Mr. Hearst and who is Mr. Wells? Mr. Hearst built a palace of brick and mortar, and Mr. Wells built a palace of illusion. Nothing but a dream. Today, you have the chance to let the dream triumph. My name is Orson Welles.
In the city of New Orleans, attorney Lawson Russell had a client he knew was guilty.
We are going to win, aren't we?
He not only threw away the case,
Was that before or after you stripped her, sodomized her, strangled her?
You are in contempt, sir.
he threw away his career.
So what are your plans? Are you gonna sit up in here and stoop?
I'm gonna go down to Key West.
In a place far from home,
Mr. Russell.
he met a man who wrote a brilliant book.
That is a novel. My fast. About lawyers.
What happened?
Well, it appears an old man had a heart attack.
He put his name on a bestseller he didn't write.
Congratulations. I'm very impressed.
But the novel he stole was fact, not fiction.
Lawson Russell. Who wants to know? I do. Hey! Can you tell me what's going on?
It's about your book, Lawson.
What about it?
It seems it's all true. Nobody had to tell you these details because you were there, Mr. Russell. You killed those men.
You are being investigated for 5 counts of homicide.
I didn't write the book.
What?
It was given to me by an old man I met in Key West.
You expect me to believe that?
Now, Lawson Russell becomes the suspect.
Lawson Russell, you're under arrest. Murder. The rabbit's loose.
Hunted by the police and the FBI.
New Orleans Police Department is actively seeking Lawson Russell in connection with the murders of 5 prominent attorneys.
This book is gonna go through the roof.
When a bestseller leads to a double cross, Lawson Russell must discover who framed him and why.
I mean, what's the sense of committing a perfect crime? No one knows about it.
A Academy Award winner Cuba Gooding Jr., Academy Award nominee Tom Berenger, Academy Award nominee and Golden Globe winner Marianne Jean-Baptiste, and Golden Globe nominee Eric Stoltz. The Murder of Crows.
After serving his time behind bars,
your son John got released from jail this morning.
You finished? I gotta pee.
Johnny Cooper is about to spend some quality time with his family.
Does he look good, Daddy?
Want a beer?
But there's only so much love, warmth,
What is wrong with you people?
and affection one man can take.
You're a thief, Johnny. You always will be. It's in your blood. I get a transfusion.
Now the son, who got left holding the bag,
I just got out of prison. I didn't make any plans to go back. I think you're going straight, right? Cool.
is about to draw the line.
What did you do that for?
Who is this guy anyway?
My parole officer.
This weekend, there will be 15,000 people in this ring, and more than $1 million in cash in a little office.
Boring, huh? I figured that you two are probably onto something. That money's gonna change my life, Johnny. Easy to pick up, hard to put down. I want to see some money!
Franchise Pictures proudly presents Matthew Modine.
Why don't you just say you're sorry? That's one thing I'd like to hear you say.
And John Hurt.
Just give me a chance.
In a story of good intentions and bad genes. If Dog Rabbit.
In 1860, in the frontier borderlands where North met South, you didn't fight for the blue or the gray. You fought for your friends and your family.
You fought for everything that we ever had. It's just that we don't have it anymore.
An immigrant son.
I was raised here. These are my people.
A young aristocrat.
This fight's got to be made in our own country.
A woman alone.
You stay put. There's going to be a fight.
A freed slave.
He's a damn fine scout. Them Yankees want to kill him real bad.
Outsiders waging a war of their own. From Ang Lee, the director of Sense and Sensibility, and The Ice Storm.
What kind of liberty is it that takes away the liberty of others?
I ain't never again gonna be nobody's nigger.
Have you ever betted a woman before?
I thought maybe you and me could just ride back home.
I felt something that day I ain't never felt. I felt free.
Ride with the devil.
There's business in the air.
A pro who knows the ropes.
We're here to sell lubricants, Bob. Industrial lubricants. We're not here to save souls.
A partner who's seen it all.
Nothing you could possibly say or do could ever embarrass me in the least.
And a kid who doesn't have a clue.
I just think it's important to let people know what you believe. He's honest.
Oh, well, that is a problem.
Three businessmen.
Here's to the profound religious experience that comes from doing a job well.
Happy days.
Amen.
Have 6 hours.
Surprise.
To land the sale of their lives.
I've been in search of the Grand Kahuna. The what?
Academy Award winner Kevin Spacey.
I do not believe this. We let him slip through our fingers.
Danny DeVito.
You phoned him? I talked to his secretary.
And Peter Facinelli.
I think we send Bob.
Me?
You are putting our future in the hands of a kid.
When the ladder to success hits rock bottom.
Do I strike you as a particularly religious man, Phil?
Not in the slightest.
And why am I seized with an overwhelming desire to pray?
They'll stretch the truth.
The brains of the company.
Me? Absolutely.
Bare the soul.
I've been thinking about God lately.
and break their necks. The Big Kahuna.
Wow. Wow sums it up quite nicely.